know it, or you know of it. The original island paradise of tales from the most far-flung and exotic region on Earth. A place at the intersection of deep-rooted culture and unabashed, dense tourism. An avatar-like ecosystem that is impossible to fully understand, yet easily adaptable. You know it, but you'll never really get it. I wanted to do something different, to tell a story in a way that no one ever has about this place. It's too easy to come here and get caught up in simping. Too tempting to gush relentlessly about how wonderful this place is without ever really showing how it feels to be here. How can I break from the ocean of meaningless vlogs? How can I make you feel Bali?
What it do, bro?
What's up, man?
You
Cheers.
good? You good?
Hey.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Thanks
Cheers,
for having
bro.
me. You know, this is my second time here. I was here a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Love it. The one thing I can't do, brother, the traffic. There's way too many scooters on the road. I'm trying to get from point A to B, and it can only be like 5 minutes in what you would think is a normal time, ends up being 30 minutes. Ubud, 2 hours.
It's just showing a little bit in here, you know.
Yeah.
In another island, it's the fuck, man. Everyone is crazy there, you know.
And I don't understand how more people don't die.
Man, because we grow it habit like that, you know. That's like when you grow and then you started to drive like that, you will know it,
Yeah,
even without rule, you know.
I'm joined for a few cold bintangs by local barber Rocket. After giving me a fresh cut at his shop in the heart of ear-splitting Seminyak, I decided to shoot the shit and discuss the dynamic of Bali from the eyes of an actual Indonesian. Is Bali becoming too Western?
I mean, I hope no, because we have original culture in here, so we don't want to be Western, man. We love our culture.
You don't want to be Western?
No.
But you very accepted.
Accept it for them because we like it. We like it. If they're quiet, we have 2 seasons in Bali. So when the high season comes, we're really happy because we get a lot of money from them.
Yeah.
But low season also quiet, and then we get a little bit money from them.
So you kind of need them.
Yeah,
You need
we need. I hope someone some country not looking for us. You know? You know?
No, I get it.
I hope, man.
Right,
Australia have a lot of money, you know.
Yeah, no, the Australians
They don't
will
take it out.
definitely, they
Yeah.
would buy Bali in a heartbeat.
For sure, man.
And next thing you know, there
For
would just
sure.
be endless amounts of surfboard shops
Yes.
and crocodile-themed bars
Is it?
just scattered everywhere. in
Yeah,
Bali.
man. For sure, man. They are more close than everyone, you know.
Indonesia is a Muslim country, but
Yeah.
Bali's Hindu, which is
Yeah.
one of the first things that I guess you don't realize when you're looking up Bali and the difference between, you have an idea of Indonesia that's Jakarta and very Muslim. It's completely different here. It's Hindu.
Yeah.
Does Bali even feel like Indonesia?
It's like in here before Muslim coming in. Before coming in, we are Hindu. Everyone is Hindu because the kingdom is in here. They call it Majapahit, so everyone's still Hindu. They are part of us.
Right.
What can they do? Even their roots, they are originally roots of us.
So you're from Sulawesi.
I'm from Sulawesi, another island.
It's an island. It's an island sort
Also
of culture
island,
as well.
yeah.
How does Bali feel different from Sulawesi or Jakarta?
For the first time I'm here, I get culture shock, you know. Culture shock, like, is it different, really different from my hometown. But same life, like, we are also in island. We grow it by ocean, you know. We grow it there by ocean. We see everything. We see turtle. We see manta. We see everything there. But is it different in here? More Western in here.
What about compared to Jakarta?
If we compare by that, by Jakarta, I think it's really different, man. It's like Jakarta is Indonesian life, but in here it's more little bit like Western life, little bit.
Yeah, I know. I mean, every person looking for that eat,
Yeah,
pray, love
yeah.
type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know,
Life is good in Bali. Cheers, bro.
cheers, man. Hey, man. Cheers to that.
Cheers for Bali.
Barong, the mythical lion, king of spirits, final boss of all things good in the world. His dance, originally from the Gianyar region of the island, is an illustration of the enduring battle between good and evil, in this instance represented by Rangda, the demon queen with a major case of resting bitch face. The dance is a graceful sequence of seemingly insurmountable lows, magic, induced trance, death, and ultimately, Barong's victory in celestial restoration. In a short-hour presentation, you've, in essence, relived the career of most classic rock bands. An hour or two away, depending on how bad traffic is, of course, is Ubud, arguably Bali's cultural capital and a fine respite from the frantic yet enticing streets of Seminyak. I've decided to revisit the open-air art market for practically no other reason besides B-roll. If I'm being honest, I really have nothing to buy, but if I did, this market is hands down the best place to buy some very solid souvenirs or humble bragging gifts for your friends. Oh, look what I got you, Karen. When I was in Bali, of course. You ever been? No, didn't think so. Ubud is an absolute must-visit, whether for a day, night, or multiple nights. But the main reason I'm back today is for something near and dear to me. An indulgence I can't ever forget. Like a good escort to Hunter Biden, I'm hooked on this. The shiny, crackly, fatty, oh so melt in your mouth goodness that is Babi Guling, the highest echelon of suckling pig. You know, the good thing about having been here before is that I already went to the market, so I didn't need to spend that much time, and I knew that right across the street was a little thing, Babi Guling. Simple, straight to the point. Some of the best roast pig, lechon, as you call it in other places. Crispy skin. Yeah. I'd never come to this market and not come here. I kind of look like a savage. Not a good look at the moment. Don't really care. It's worth noting this is about $3. You get your rice, your potato, the skin, which is really all that matters. You gotta come early because the skin runs out quick. Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig. If you're up to the task of rising a few hours before the ass crack of dawn and are in the mood to witness the best sunless sunrise in Bali, take a 2-hour drive to the eastern side of the island. Bukit Cinta is simply a viewpoint, literally just there on the side of a winding road. But it's probably the best place to take in the ascending topographical layers of Bali's lush landscape, leading up to the sacred volcanic centerpiece, Mount Agung. A misty, perched-up glimpse into Balinese rural life. That's a sunrise I can get behind. Back in the car and headed on a long journey towards the center of the island. The roads, narrow and slithering, take me through areas of this land I'd probably never could have imagined existed. Believe me when I tell you, it would take years to actually know Bali decently well. And even then, you'd be glib. Rice is the lifeblood of Bali. Its cultivation is a practice that is both spiritual and communal, permeating Balinese life at its core for over 2,000 years. The weight the crop carries transcends the basic necessities of nourishment and is instead a symbol of celebration and life, with deep ritualistic undertones. Ceremonies and offerings to Dewi Shri, the goddess of rice and fertility, are commonplace in most harvests as she blesses the fields and provides the perfect balance of the spiritual to the physical. The Jatiluwih rice fields in the island's center is a living portrait depicting these very traditions. Tying into those philosophical principles, its Subak irrigation system glues together Balinese agrarian society with the community and the temples that fortify the holy trinity between the realms of the spirits, humans, and nature. The terraced paddy landscape is an endless terrain of rice fields connected by canals, tunnels, tiny villages, and temples along the Batu Karu mountain range. While other rice fields like Tegalalang provide a similar feel, the sheer size of Jatiluwih is what makes it so dumbfounding. Though I was only here a couple hours, it feels like you'd need a few days to really appreciate the wonder of human ingenuity intertwined with tradition and deep-rooted respect for the land and the grain that it bears. This is the Bali of paintings, the one illustrated by the green brushes of its leaves, minted by the fruits of its panicle. here's the thing. Okay, I like getting out there, I like seeing a lot of things. Unfortunately, in Bali, that means you have to spend a lot of time in a car. That's why a driver is so critical on this island. It kind of really knocks the wind out of your sails. So here's something you really should know about Bali. Traffic, and just driving in general, is absolutely atrocious. No way to sugarcoat it. I know I've alluded to it already in this episode, but I need you to make sure you understand because this will impact your time here if you're not careful. Just take a look at the street map of Bali. A few long vertical roads, barely any intersecting ones. This means you literally have to go the extra mile to cut across. Now you mix that with an overdense southern section and an abundance of tourists, and you have the perfect recipe for spending entirely too much time in traffic. I'm telling you, getting from A to B in Bali is hell. 2 hours here, an hour here, 2.5, 30 minutes, bumpy roads, twisting, turning, headache-inducing. It's like a badass trip. Today, the temple, packed. Not really in the mood to deal with that. I'm worn out from all the driving. Sometimes it's better to just reset, enjoy where you are, eat something local, take it one step at a time. Otherwise, you just won't enjoy it. All you remember from Bali is how much time you spent in a car. That's not living. After hitting the reset button in a rather strange part of the island, I trekked further along in search of my aha spot. Being that Bali is a dense tropical monsoon climate with many peaks, ravines, and valleys, waterfalls are plentiful here. But perhaps none are like this. It's a hike. A hike downward in through a ravine, to be precise. Over 500 steps that of course aren't so bad on the way down, but rather daunting on the way up. But every step of the way is glorious, lush, taken straight out of a movie. Once you reach the bottom, the mist greets you, engulfed by the thunderous impact of millions of gallons of the purest water. You find yourself in everything you've ever envisioned a personal waterfall oasis to be like. In awe, as the misty winds howl around me in a sea of green flora, contemplating much ado about nothing, I found myself in my very own slice of Bali. I hope I did Bali justice. I know that in my heart of hearts, I sincerely tried. For as beautiful as this land is, it's not simple to fully comprehend. Not because it isn't welcoming, but rather, it's overwhelming. Perhaps I overthink it a bit. I know it happens to the very best of us. But sometimes the silence in your mind allows a place to speak its loudest. Some things aren't meant to be understood. They're just meant to be lived.